Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Recent robberies in Lexington have stemmed from Craigslist deals gone wrong. Hear why police say that sometimes the risk is greater than the reward.
A man is recovering after being rescued from an early morning house fire in eastern Kentucky. Pothole season is here. We'll tell you how streets and roads workers are trying to make your road a little smoother. WKYT News at 4:30 starts now. We continue to track a developing story right now out of Jessamine County.
We are just learning this afternoon about a disturbing discovery this weekend along the Kentucky River. A man fishing along Camp Daniel Boone Road Saturday afternoon found a human torso. The Jessamine County coroner says this is a homicide investigation.
Right now, investigators are not sure if it's a man or a woman. The remains are now at the state medical examiner's office. Investigators are checking it against the DNA of several missing person cases in the area. We'll be sure to keep you updated.
Lexington police have a warning. They say 2 people were recently robbed at gunpoint after meeting up with someone claiming to sell an iPhone on Craigslist.
Jordan Valines talked to police about the crime and what you can do to keep from becoming a victim. It's our top story at 4:30.
Last month, fake Craigslist ads led 2 unsuspecting buyers here to the 300 block of Elm Tree Lane. That's where the buyer said that they would meet the seller, but by the time that the buyers arrived, they quickly realized that they'd been set up. In both incidents, the buyer agreed to meet the seller near an apartment complex on Elm Tree Lane in order to buy an iPhone, but both times the buyer was robbed. During the first robbery, the alleged seller got into the buyer's car, pointed a black handgun at him, and demanded cash before taking off. The second buyer's loss was much more substantial because the robber didn't only take his money, he also took his car.
So you may think that you are getting something that you could get a little bit cheaper than maybe in the store, but unless you really know the person that you are buying this item from or you're selling this item to, gotten some good background information, you could be running into a dangerous situation.
In order to lower your chances of becoming a victim in this type of scam, police recommend that you always do the trade in a public place and that you always try to bring someone along with you. In Lexington, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Lexington police are now looking into the possibility that these 2 robberies are connected. Temperatures in the mid-40s today, but touch of winter weather is on the way to the bluegrass.
That's right. We could see snow showers starting tomorrow. Let's get the latest from Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. Chris?
Yeah, guys, that big temperature drop on the way a little later tonight and early tomorrow morning, courtesy of a cold front that is showing up on the other side of the Ohio River as of right now. And you see the temperatures that drop quickly behind that front. 47 Lexington, Jackson at 46, mid to upper 40s across central Kentucky. We go into the upper 30s to around 40. Directly behind that front that is on the move toward the east and the southeast. Now ahead of that, it's a milder wind that is blowing. I say milder, nothing really mild about today's 40s, and it's also giving us a lot of clouds and a few sprinkles and maybe an out-and-out light shower across parts of the bluegrass region as of now. We see across the downtown Lexington area, likely to see a couple of raindrops showing up on the car windshields over the next hour and change. The actual front is off to our west. That's where we have a little band of some rain that is showing up across parts of the Covington, Cincinnati area back toward Indianapolis. What does that mean for us as it passes through here? Some festive snowflakes ahead of us. Not a whole lot of those flakes will be sticking as the temperatures stay on the chilly to cold side through the rest of the work week. 7-day forecast with all the details, guys, coming up here in just a matter of minutes.
A man had to be rescued from an early morning house fire. The fire started around 2 this morning on Katy Street in the Cedar Gap subdivision of Pikeville. First responders found the victim outside the burning home and rushed him to Pikeville Medical Center. It took crews nearly 5 hours to put out the fire. The victim is in critical condition at UK Hospital. It's one of the annoying side effects of this crazy weather this winter. Potholes have been popping up around Lexington recently, from neighborhood streets to interstates.
And road crews say they're doing the best they can to make your ride smoother. WKYT's Sean Moody shows us some of the biggest problem areas.
During the cold weather month, streets and roads crews are constantly battling potholes. They say they get several calls a day for them, and they do everything they can to get them fixed quickly. Lexington streets and roads workers say this time of year is rough on the roads. They say low-lying stretches of road are prone to damage because water collects there and erodes the blacktop. During the winter months, the salt on the road aggravates the problem. A pothole on Liberty Road near Man o' War damaged 2 cars over the weekend. Crews had that pothole fixed before Monday morning's rush hour.
It just deteriorates the street, especially if it's already aged and cracking and it's got water down in it. That water and the salt, they start to deteriorate from the bottom up, and next thing you know, you have a pothole.
And to report a pothole here in Lexington, you can call 311. In Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
And Streets and Roads say they will try to get those potholes repaired within 48 hours.
A lot of people are going online to do their holiday shopping this year. All this week, our investigative team is alerting you to some holiday scams. When it comes to online shopping, Heather Clary with the Better Business Bureau says beware of shopping sites you aren't familiar with. They may be based out of the country and therefore more difficult to deal with if something goes wrong.
We hear from people who are shopping and ordering what seems like a really good deal online, and it turns out the company is overseas, maybe in China or somewhere, but they didn't notice that, leaving them kind of high and dry when it comes to getting any kind of recourse because it is outside of the United States.
Another online scam hitting the bluegrass has to do with your email inbox. We'll have more on that on WKYT News at 6.
Firefighters in Los Angeles trying to figure out what started 2 massive fires early this morning. The latest on the investigation coming up on WKYT News at 4:30.
Massive fires in Los Angeles have damaged apartment complexes under construction and closed parts of a major highway during morning rush hour.
David Bigno has the latest now from Los Angeles.
Flames engulfed an entire city block of downtown Los Angeles, damaging 3 buildings. The fire tore through this 7-story apartment complex that was under construction.
This fire was so big that we had 2 adjacent high-rise buildings start to catch on fire.
The intense heat blew out windows and melted street signs. The fire was visible for miles.
It was hot. It was very hot to the point where you could just feel it pinching on your ears and your neck.
More than 250 firefighters brought the fire under control in a few hours. But then a couple of hours later, a commercial building being renovated went up in flames 2 miles away.
The fires are now out, but smoke is still billowing, and firefighters will be on scene throughout the day and into the night to make sure nothing flares up again.
Arson investigators are looking into the cause of both fires.
It's very suspicious. I'm not going to say it was arson. I'm not going to say that I believe it was arson. But when you have a fire of this size, travel this fast under these conditions, it's obviously very suspicious, and we're going to treat it as such.
Officials say there is no indication that the 2 fires are connected. David Begno for CBS News, Los Angeles.
And after looking at that, amazingly, no one was seriously injured in the 2 fires.
Well, cheer up, Grumpy Cat. Coming up, how the sour-faced feline turned a genetic defect into big cash.
Hospital corner beds, properly displayed gear. Do you have what it takes to be a Kentucky State Police trooper? I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at the Academy today.
Kentucky State Police want to know if you have what it takes.
They're looking for new troopers. Deanne Stevens is out and about with details. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We have moved into the quarters, or the rooms, as they say, for the Kentucky State Police Academy. This is where the cadets I guess they get to spend a little time in here at night, at least to sleep. And what we're doing now is we're measuring just to see 6 inches is what it's supposed to be, right, Captain Jude? Captain David Jude, the commander here, and I'm blown away by the discipline that it takes to be a state trooper. But this is serious, serious business here.
It is serious business, and it takes a lot of structure and a lot of discipline to make it through our academy. Some people don't quite understand why is it important to roll your t-shirts and your underwear and your socks.
Why is that important?
It's attention to detail. So we know that when our troopers graduate, they're going to be in rural Kentucky by themselves, and we want that discipline started from day one, that you need to do what you need to do to take care of business. Small details matter for us. So you put it into a collision scene and measuring skid marks at a collision scene, that attention to detail can be significant when it comes to an investigation.
Truly can be critical. Talk about the attention to detail in making this bed, because I'm thinking if there's an 18-year-old kid at home and the mama's sitting at home watching going, I need to get my kid into the Kentucky State Police Academy, this would be helpful.
Well, when he turns 21, if he's never made a bed, when he comes to the State Police Academy, we can promise Mom that he's going to make beds when he gets here. So the attention to detail is 45-degree corners, hospital corners on the beds, 6-inch fold on the cuff of the bed, 18 inches from the top of the bed to the first of the cuff, the pillowcase laid a certain way, the gun belts displayed a certain way, the brass for the uniforms displayed a certain way. And that carries over to the locker as well. You measured the T-shirts already, but the way that they hang their clothes, the way they display their shoes, everything about a trooper is a certain way.
And this is every single day, right?
Every morning. So they start their morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, fall out for PT, come in, make their rooms, get showered, get cleaned up, go to breakfast, start their classroom day. Of course, they have the meals, and they will end up back in this room in the evenings.
Let's talk about the physical aspect of it, because you think if you're going to be a state trooper, you got to be in good shape. What about somebody sitting at home that you mentioned is 21 years old? Maybe they don't feel like they're in good enough shape. You're going to get them in shape.
You know, our class starts end of May. You need to start today. You cannot wait until May to start training for this. So get in the best physical shape you possibly can, and whatever that is, train even harder.
Okay, so what do they need to do today? Because recruitment is open right now. I think there's a test on Wednesday.
That's right. Go to our website at KentuckyStatePolice.org. Find the career link there, and you should find all the information for getting your application turned in, the written test dates, and of course the physical test dates follow the written test.
I just hope you won't show up at my house anytime soon with a ruler, because I definitely would not be allowed in here. All right, check out KentuckyStatePolice.org for more info. They are recruiting right now for you to become a Kentucky State Police trooper. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Deanne. I would think she doesn't want state police showing up at her house, ruler or not.
No, but she's got that thing out there like a little weapon.
Well, Christian Bale steps out for his new movie, and the Kennedy Center honors 5 talented performers.
Suzanne Marquez has today's Eye on Entertainment.
We are so glad to be able to celebrate these extraordinary people.
The Kennedy Center celebrated 5 exceptional artists: singer Al Green, Oscar-winning actor Tom Hanks, ballerina Patricia McBride, British rocker Sting, and comedian Lily Tomlin.
Distinguished honorees, politicians, diplomats, people who jumped the fence and ran by the Secret Service.
Stephen Colbert hosted the honors. You can see the Kennedy Center honors on December 30th right here on CBS. The biblical drama Exodus, Gods and Kings premiered at the Brooklyn Museum in New York.
Something is coming.
Christian Bale stars as Moses, who takes on the Egyptian empire to free slaves.
Moses in the Torah is a man of extremes, and he's a man of incredible confidence at times, but of self-doubt as well.
The movie opens on Friday.
This is Andre Allen.
Chris Rock's latest movie was a big hit at the Toronto Film Festival. The funny man writes, directs, and stars in Top 5. While he wants to be taken seriously as an actor, Rock says he tries not to let critics get to him.
It can hurt a little bit here and there, but if you take the good, you got to take the bad.
Top 5 opens on Friday. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Suzanne Marquez, CBS News, Hollywood.
Britain's Prince William and his wife Kate are in New York City for their first official visit to the United States.
Admirers line the streets near the hotel where the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are staying. The whirlwind trip includes a visit to the National September 11th Memorial, an NBA game tonight, and a fundraising dinner as well. William visited the president at the White House today, while Kate toured a child development center. Grumpy Cat has turned that frown into a lot of cold, hard cash. The feline, get this, has earned nearly $100 million in just 2 years. Her owner, Tabitha, what else would her name be, Bunsden of Arizona, says that she quit her job as a waitress and her phone's been ringing ever since. Grumpy Cat rose to fame in a YouTube video that went viral. The permanent scowl is a result of dwarfism. The cat now has best-selling books. She's the face of Friskies, has a line of coffee named Grumppuccino, and a TV movie, Grumpy Cat's Worst Christmas Ever. The cat, whose real name is Tartar, or Tartar Sauce, do I have that right? Yes. Also has an agent. She's earned more than celebrities like Kim Kardashian, Angelina Jolie, and Lady Gaga. Can you imagine $100 million for that cat?
That is crazy.
It is.
Well, a snowman, speaking of crazy, spotted walking the streets with a poodle. Find out why next on WKYT News at 4:30. Right now, temperatures are in the mid to upper 40s, but it's going to feel a lot different tomorrow.
That's what it sounds like. And Chris, what do you think? A little bit of snow, not a lot, a few snowflakes?
Not a whole lot. Some, as I'm calling them, festive flakes over the next couple of days. Here we are getting close to 2 weeks before Christmas, so a little flake action will probably put a lot of folks in the Christmas spirit out there. Temperatures this afternoon, not bad at all. Mid to upper 40s. As Jennifer mentioned, a lot of clouds showing up on our cams. Frankfort, Covington, Lexington, and Richmond, but most areas are staying on the dry side, though on our Lexington sky cam you can see at least a little raindrop action that is falling and not reaching the ground, evaporating. Got to moisten up the atmosphere a little bit. Upper 40s here. Look behind the front though, a lot of upper 30s to around 40 degrees from Indianapolis back toward the windy city of Chicago. This is our cold front that surges into central and eastern Kentucky a little deeper into the overnight and for the day tomorrow. What we're noticing on Defender now, some of those raindrops that are out there across parts of the Bluegrass region and points south, they're showing up, but they're not getting down to where we live just yet. And again, it's a widely scattered shower chance through the evening. When I come back in a little bit, we'll track those snowflakes into where you live with the hour-by-hour forecast.
There's a collision on South Broadway near Waller, and it looks like it's impacting that intersection really all directions at the moment, especially Waller Avenue in that area is very slow trying to cut over towards South Line. Now on Harrodsburg Road at the Circle, we're up to a 12 to 13-minute delay right now to get past Beaumont Center. Now back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Don. Santa's on the streets, deer damage, and an abominable snowman. Easy for me to say. It's the video that'll have you talking. Take a look at this.
Quite the interesting mini marathon taking place in Greece yesterday. It happened just in time for the holidays. Hundreds of runners dressed up like old Saint Nick himself, taking to the streets of Athens on Sunday to take part in the city's first ever Santa Run. The proceeds of the Christmas-themed mini marathon are set to go towards restoring playgrounds in the city. The run was 1.5 miles long and attracted hundreds of onlookers. That's a mini marathon.
Yes, and they're not moving very fast
either.
No,
not those things.
Well, oh dear, a New Jersey couple had a surprise guest for dinner. As the homeowner was putting her sweet potatoes in the oven, a deer came crashing through the front door. The homeowner was able to lock the lost deer in the master bedroom and call police. The deer did minor damage in the bedroom, mostly cosmetics. Police were able to escort the deer back into the wild.
And as the holidays approach, everyone can get a little crazy, but the folks who live in Allouez, Wisconsin, were still a little surprised to see an abdominal snowman walking her poodle down the street. Not to worry, this Bumble was of the friendly persuasion, giving away hugs and waves to get everyone in the holiday spirit. Can you imagine driving and your kids see that?
No, they would be so excited. They'd be like, pull over, Mom, pull over.
Want an autograph?
Yes.
All right, here's what's coming up next for you on WKYT at 5 o'clock.